Some love stories begin with a smile. Some begin with a promise. But this one is began to a warning. They say, if someone truly loves you, they'll protect you at any cost. But what if protection itself becomes the greatest danger? Tonight's story is not just about love. It's about fear, secrets, and a truth that refused to stay buried. So dim the lights. Take a deep breath and listen carefully, because this story will stay with you long after it ends. The story. The rain had been falling for hours when Aylin first noticed him. She sat alone in a small cafe near the old railway station, the kind of place where time felt frozen. The windows were fogged, the lights dim, and the smell of coffee mixed with wet pavement. She came here every evening after work, always at the same time, always choosing the same corner table. And every evening for the past 2 weeks. He was there, across the room. Same seat, same black coat, same unreadable expression. He never used his phone, never spoke to anyone. He only watched the door as if waiting for something, or someone. At first, Aylin thought it was coincidence, but coincidences don't follow patterns. One night, as she stood to leave, she felt it again, the weight of his gaze. This time she turned and met his eyes. Dark, calm, familiar, in a way that made her chest tighten. He looked surprised, as if he hadn't expected her to notice. "Do I know you?" she asked, surprising herself with her courage. He stood slowly. Up close, he looked older than she thought. Early 30s, maybe, with tired eyes that carried stories they didn't want to tell. "No," he said softly, "but I know you." Her heart skipped. "That's not comforting." A faint smile appeared. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way." Rain thundered against the windows. "My name is Kieran," he added, "and I was hoping you'd talk to me before it was too late." That sentence stayed with her all night. Too late for what? Over the next few days, they began talking. Short conversations at first, then longer ones. He was careful with his words, always watching his surroundings. Aylin learned he worked freelance, traveled often, and avoided questions about his past. Yet when he looked at her, it felt honest. She hadn't planned to fall for him. But love doesn't ask permission. One evening, as they walked under streetlights shimmering with rain, Kieran suddenly stopped. "You need to listen to me very carefully," he said. His voice wasn't soft anymore. It was urgent. "If I ever tell you to run, don't ask questions, don't look back." Her smile faded. "Kieran, what are you involved in?" "Nothing you should be part of," he replied. "That's why I tried to stay away." "Then why didn't you?" He looked at her, pain flickering across his face. "Because every time I saw you alone in that cafe, I forgot why I was hiding." That night, he kissed her, and that kiss sealed a fate neither of them could escape. 2 weeks later, Aylin received an envelope under her apartment door. No address, no stamp. Inside was a single photograph. It showed her, sitting in the cafe, across from her, an empty chair. Written on the back were 3 words. "He is lying." Fear crawled through her veins. She confronted Kieran immediately. He didn't deny it. "I wanted to tell you," he said, voice breaking, "but I was trying to end it first." "And what?" she whispered. He took a deep breath. "I used to work in private intelligence. My last job went wrong. Powerful people lost something because of me. They've been looking for leverage." Her eyes widened. "And that leverage is me." His silence was answer enough. "They know you exist," he said. "That's why we can't see each other anymore." Tears burned her eyes. "You don't get to decide that alone." Suddenly a loud knock echoed through the apartment. Kieran froze. "Go," he whispered. "Backstairs. Now." Before she could move, the door burst open. Men in dark coats flooded in. What followed was chaos, shouting, crashing, the sound of glass breaking. Kieran grabbed her hand and ran. They escaped through alleys soaked in rain, hearts pounding, breath ragged. Finally, they reached an abandoned warehouse near the river. "If they catch me," Kieran said, holding her face, "they'll use you to break me." "I don't care," she cried. "I won't leave you." He pressed his forehead to hers. "That's why I have to let you go." He handed her a small key. "Locker 217 at the station," he said. "If I don't come back, everything you need to know is there." Then, before she could stop him, he walked back into the darkness. The next morning, the news reported a man found injured near the river. No name, no identification. Aylin waited. Days passed, then weeks. Finally, trembling, she went to the station. Locker 217 contained a flash drive and a letter. The letter read, "If you're reading this, I failed to protect you the easy way. But loving you was never a mistake. I erased my trail so they can't use you anymore. Live freely, love fully, and if fate is kind, I'll find you again." Months later, sitting in the same cafe, Aylin felt it. That familiar presence. She looked up, across the room. Same eyes, different name. A second chance. This time he smiled first. Some love stories don't end. They hide. They wait. They survive in silence. Because when love is real, no danger is strong enough to destroy it. If this story made your heart race, if it made you feel something deep inside, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Secret Moon. More suspense, more love, more unforgettable nights. Until next time, sleep peacefully, but not too peacefully.